Hello everyone, this is your weather on Fly outlook and discussion for Wednesday, June 10, 2026. Update concerning convective outlook days 4 to 8. Valid for Saturday, June 13 through Wednesday, June 17, 2026. On Saturday, the models are in generally good agreement in depicting a prominent, mid and upper level low over Ontario with a secondary, weaker low or shortwave trough across the northern Rockies. A belt of enhanced, westerly winds in the mid-levels will reside to the south of those features from the northern plains through the Great Lakes. At the surface, an area of low pressure is forecast across the central plains with an associated front extending northeast into the upper Great Lakes. A strongly unstable air mass is forecast ahead of the front across portions of the mid and lower Missouri Valley into the Ozark Plateau, with instability decreasing with northeastward extent into the upper Great Lakes. The models indicate sufficiently strong deep layer shear across the frontal zone to support organized storm modes, including supercells. Highest confidence in greater storm coverage and an associated severe weather threat remains centered on the mid and lower Missouri valleys, where the delineation area may need to be extended into the upper Great Lakes in subsequent outlooks. On Sunday, a number of the deterministic models indicate a shortwave trough and associated jet streak moving through the Great Lakes into the northeast, within the base of the Ontario upper low. Farther west, the northern Rockies shortwave trough will advance toward the central Rockies. At the surface, a cold front associated with the former disturbance mentioned above will progress through the Northeast and Ohio Valley, with the western extension of the boundary stalling across the southern plains. The models indicate a narrow axis of modest instability developing by afternoon ahead of the front from the northern New England to the upper Ohio Valley, where the strongest vertical shear is forecast. Some severe weather appears possible in those areas, however, the limited extent of the warm sector leads to uncertainty in the coverage and duration of any threat. Greater instability and a wider warm sector are forecast with southwestward extent from the Ohio River and Tennessee Valley into the southern plains. Generally weak vertical shear is forecast across the frontal zone, which should limit the degree of storm organization. A possible exception is across the southern and central high plains, where an easterly low-level wind component will boost deep layer shear to some extent. Model trends will be monitored for the possible inclusion of a delineation area across this region. On Monday, the deterministic models are in reasonably good agreement in amplifying the aforementioned shortwave trough over the central plains with an associated belt of enhanced mid-level flow extending through the Ohio Valley into the northeast. At the surface, there is some signal that an area of low pressure could develop along a front across the southern plains into the Ozark Plateau. Some severe weather threat appears possible in that area, as well as along the front that is expected to stretch east through the Tennessee Valley into the Carolinas. Predictability in the specific details are too low to include any delineation area at this time. From Tuesday into Wednesday, the ensemble mean solutions are in relatively good agreement in suggesting the Central Plains shortwave trough will become absorbed into broader scale trough amplification east of the Mississippi Valley. At the surface, it appears that a frontal wave will move from the Tennessee Valley toward the mid-Atlantic coast, while a trailing cold front advances into the Gulf Coast states. While areas of severe weather are possible during this time frame, predictability in their location is low to include any delineation area. Be sure to share, like and subscribe for the latest Storm Prediction Center outlooks.